presidential campaign.
Yes.
Because as Dr. Mwangi says, we barely into the second year of the Kenya Kwanza administration.
Yes.
And thus, beginning any campaign right now is going just to protract the political environment, which you're trying to bring down for economic development. Because if from the bipartisan conversation, and remember we were talking about this last time, that the first agenda should have been to agree on the IBC reconstitution, which I think a day after we spoke about it, it happened. That is now the crux of the matter. Because remember, and you have to remember this, the bipartisan talks are based on electoral justice or injustice. Then if we plunge ourselves into a constitutional moment, then it means we have to to restructure the leadership of the government, of the country. But again, who will want to change that? A sitting president, an incoming president? Because Dr. Mwangi is right to say, we stopped BBI because we do not want to change the framework of the presidential system that we have right now. So if we go into a constitutional moment, anybody who will be endorsed right now, be it Kalonzo or any other person from any political fraternity, it's catastrophic for them. It is too early because you become a target already. However, as a person, and all these are party leaders, Kalonzo, Raila Odinga and the rest, they need to start coming out and do grassroots mobilization for solidifying their own political base. What I like about our past election is that it did kill, actually, tribal politics. And now we're beginning to look at the functions of a party. So there's a bit of a party grounding.
Yes.
There are people who are diehards of specific parties for whatever reason. And then we're also trying to see, we've begun to see a coalition on ideologies. We may not fully agree that they're clearly defined, but you can see Raila and Kalonzo have stuck together and have been pushing. Do you know Raila is the one who started pushing for the devolution? It used to be called Majimbo system. And then it was captured in the constitution. So all these ideologies that are bringing people together, I'm happy to see the development of that. But who is going to be the flag bearer for the presidency? I think it's too early to get into that conversation. If Kalonzo gets that endorsement now, and there's a fallout within the ODM fraternity, what becomes of him? If he falls out with the ODM leaders from the ODM strongholds, how will he penetrate those regions to garner support for his election? So it's too early to get into that conversation. I think let's give it time. Let's allow them to converse, and then they will come out clearly and show us who clearly is going to be their front runner. Because again, to say that they can beat the sitting president flat and square, free and fair, is also again too early to talk about that. The difference between the 2027 and this 2022 campaign is that 2022, we had an outgoing president. Uhuru, the former president, was not seeking a re-election. I mean, if all factors are held constant, President Ruto will be seeking a re-election in 2027.
Does it?
Thus, the political fiber is a bit different. That's why the deputy president then, who is the president now, had to start his campaign, because that was succession politics. In 2027, we'll be seeking continuity. There is a bit of dynamics that need to be fine-tuned. And right now is not really the time to start talking about presidential candidature. Let's focus on, like we have demolitions happening in the background of Kalonzo.
I'm going to get into that shortly. Let me just